Hi, we're coming to you from the International Hobby Expo. It's an awesome place for the aspiring hobbyists. They have everything from A to Z. It's a show you do not want to miss, so don't go away. Hi, I'm standing here with Ken Schlafelt, who is the owner of Badger Airbrush Incorporated. And I am so excited to have you here at the iHobby because the iHobby has so many wonderful displays and products. And, you know, I really like what you guys got here. Over here, you got airbrushes and paints. And tell us about your company and how long you've been in the business and just what you guys are showcasing this weekend.
Badger Airbrush is a leading manufacturer of airbrushes. We make them all here in the United States, and we surround that core product of airbrush with a lot of products like paints and compressors and accessories that make airbrushing easier for the users of airbrushes. We've been in business for 47 years. We just enjoy what we do and finding out how to better enable end users of airbrushes succeed in the usage of our product. Airbrush is used in almost every regard that you'll see at iHobby, whether it's painting Lexan bodies in the RC car field, weathering model trains in the model railroad field, camouflaging or detailing fine-scale models that military people build, or even prototype finishing on a new out-of-the-box model that someone's built and then wants to put the proper finish on it. So there is very little in the hobby field that airbrush isn't used in some way. Our newest airbrush is the Chrome. It's a segment of the Renegade series, which we introduced about 3 years ago. But what makes the Chrome unique to this particular event is that we were assisted in the design by fine-scale modelers, so it's very relevant to their applications in detailing and camouflaging their models. And this is a high-end detail airbrush. This is for the fine-scale modeler who's doing German Luftwaffe camouflage patterns, running rust lines off of rivets. Here you have your trigger limitation screw, which enables you to set lines to 1/1000th of an inch with a micrometer setting that has a reference line, so you can always come back to that pattern later. You have a finger thumb rest that creates a very comfortable feel between the thumb and the middle finger, guiding the index finger up to the trigger. The Chrome also features a large well, so depending on the scale you're working in, you can utilize a little bit more paint if the project's a little bit larger and you want to do a little bit more maybe than just the detail element of it. It's an airbrush that produces hairlines because it produces very fine dots, actually below 100 microns, which is as fine a dot that we are aware of in the airbrush marketplace at this current time.
You guys have a host of paints already, but this is some new paints that you're showcasing to the iHobby. Can you tell us about these?
Yeah, this is our new RC Air paint. This is designed for radio control painters, guys who are doing Lexan car bodies and things of that nature. It's a little bit different than our Model Flex product, which is very popular for styrene surfaces such as model trains and fine-scale military models and stuff of that nature. RC Air's got a little more vibrancy and brilliance to the color palette that's there, and it's a little bit different formulation designed for adhesion to Lexan and some of the rough topsy-turvy handling that those type of models will get when they're being raced and stuff of that nature. So this is our first track down the path in Lexan paint.
Well, obviously you have many colors that many people can work with. It suits everyone's needs.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very, it's a bold, brilliant line. The RC guys are really into the radical element of model finishing, where you get into your neon pinks and your iridescent colors and stuff of that nature. So we've addressed that that flavor of finishing in this particular paint line.
Now, I know you from Family Ties,
Exactly.
and it's great to have you here with us at the iHobby.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Now, one thing that I think is really interesting, because we're over at the Badger Airbrush, you're very good at modeling with the railroad here. You do
Right.
stuff with airbrushes.
Right.
Tell us about that.
Well, you know, most people know me as part of this Family Ties family, but I'm also part of the modeler family, and specifically railroad models. And for years, I have used airbrushes for painting and weathering models, and I'm here to say it's not as difficult as people think it is.
Right.
It's a great part of the hobby. Even if you buy ready-to-run kits, you can finish these kits to make them far more realistic with airbrushing, just fading paints or putting special effects on them.
All right, here, would you like to show us here what you do?
Yeah. Here, for example, is an out-of-the-box kit, and somewhat shiny and new. And here is some of what you can do with that kit with a little airbrushing and weathering. So you see, it makes a huge difference. It's not all that difficult. This was done with if I'm not mistaken, a water-based paint too. So you've got no harmful solvents. And Modelflex is a great paint. I've used it myself. And so, you know, this is some of the results you get. Basically, you're taking toys and making them into realistic models. And it's not that difficult. You just got to get like everything else, like getting up on ice skates, you've got to get up and skate, get that airbrush in your hand, get an entry-level brush if you want to, get going with it, try it, make a few mistakes, buy an inexpensive model kit. You know, go to the, I always say to people, go get a $2 or $3, go on the remainder table, go to a swap meet and get something really cheap you can practice on until you get it right. And Badger, I know, and other people have airbrush DVDs too, how-tos. So it's a great thing. It's a great tool, and I highly recommend it.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I don't know a lot about it, but you guys are informing me and hopefully the viewing audience.
Did I get that right, boss?
I think it's absolutely correct. The only thing we can't teach you is the practice part. And that's where Michael's talking about. Get it in your hand, play with it. I tell people paint pop cans and shampoo bottles, and you know, if you don't want to spend that $2 or $3 on the model kit, then you graduate to the $2 or $3 kit, then you graduate to your layout pieces and stuff like that. But he's absolutely correct.
Well, Ken, it's been great to have you here at the iHobby Expo. I learned a little bit more about Badger Airbrush.
Well, we're glad to be here. We're proud of what we do, glad that we do it here in the United States. And we love events like this where we can tell people about Badger Airbrush Company and how they can use our products in their modeling experience.
Well, it looks like we have a visitor.
Yeah, looks like everyone wants to get into airbrushing, even Frankie.
I guess so.